Harris. I am a local poet and a 6th grade creative writing teacher in Philadelphia. Thanks. I really appreciate that. I'm from Baltimore, but I've been in Philly for a while doing sort of activism work and things like that. So I just have 2 poems to share for you this evening before we get into our feature, if that's okay. This first one is called God is a Black Woman, because duh. My grandmother has a house full of other people's belongings. Her basement alone a fortune, memoirs and trash all stacked to her ceiling, and we ask, who made her house a museum? And she say, everybody. We ask who still come around, and she say, nobody. Everyone lived here once, where the house was a different kind of full, before the houses began to wilt, where I could hide in the rose bush and all the cuts were on accident and the joy was palpable. These rooms loud and hot and everybody fed. I never knew that house, that laughter, or the pink of my grandmother's tongue. Only knew my grandmother angry and wanting to give up when she told us that we had been dumped on her too, like the trash in the basement. Our rooms filled with someone else's abandoned joy, so I grew into a keeper of my own kingdom. I put a castle and filled it with my loved ones, my apartment where everybody lived once. Bedroom and living room all filled to the brim, till my sanctuaries be riddled with waste and I clean it out. Struggle to recall what is actually mine. Funny how the giver cannot lay claim. Oh, the ways we become that what we thought we'd escaped. Oh, the God we damn then come to be. Whose church is this, which has become my burden? Who flooded this holy ground, made a tomb of my home and a drowned God of me? God is a Black woman. I learned this when they came to me hungry, and I gave them myself. Laid down a bed where there was none, crafted a home from nothing, and asked for nothing. God is a Black woman. In heaven is a crowded house in North Philly, whose foundation is rocky and the roof is leaking, whose door is always open, but she never stops giving until her grace is worn thin and the hosses wilt and they uproot the rose bush. Despite the thorns, she will fill her temple with screams and they will run because they have never known a God to cry for help. But wasn't it a Black woman who taught you to worry and then told you not to? Didn't you dress me in your burden and have the nerve to call yourself carefree? Look how I turned water into whiskey, turned a trap house into a halfway home, took a minimum wage and fed a village. Look how my people would burn that village to the ground the moment I stopped giving. You think my grace infinite? Every time my stretched hand come back to me with gashes, my long arms still unfolded, my name spat out like bile and they crow, like they ever been crucified, like they live in the ruin. I know God is a Black woman and everyone else is a gaping jaw, either sucking my tit or cursing my name. Either way, I make sure their mouths stay full. Thanks. And to get it popping, this next one is called Fuck White Feminism. Cool.
Wow.
Glad you brought me, aren't you? All right. The nation's capital becomes a room barren of Black women, and white girls don't notice any difference. They go on with their signs, screaming at no one, singing in the name of no one. White women, best at filling the room with sound and then swallowing their voice just in time for a Black girl to need it. Ask what I expect from them. Say they're in danger too. Say they are silenced too and don't have enough hands for the both of us. White women with a scalp full of my hair. White women who claim to bite back but have a mouthful of my teeth. They speak with my tongue and tell me they don't have time to address every issue. Tell me the fight for freedom is not an easy one when I was born with bloody knuckles. Tell me to march for their cause when I was born with my ankles bound. And I still find time to raise their children and clean their home, be fucked by their husband. A white woman puts her hand over my mouth and demands that I put her in office after she got rich by binding me in her closet. A white woman led me to the polls by my neck and still lost in November. White women shot themselves in the foot, then demanded I carry them on my back. A white woman clothed my body even after she has killed me. A Black girl is found in a freezer and white feminists are silent. A Black girl is found in a river and white feminists are silent. Thousands of black girls are never found and white women are silent. A cop pulls a white woman over and she's nervous. He tells her not to worry, says we only shoot black people, and even if he is joking, even if he doesn't kill me, I still want to die, and that is the laugh itself. White women are necromancers. Can't you see how she pulled the face from my dead auntie and called it fashion? Took the tongue from the mouth of a gone black woman. A white woman swears she can bring anything back to life. Anything but me. Thank you.